Hey guys, we're speed running again. Now, unfortunately, I made a video yesterday, but I didn't post it for you all because at this position, I'm in basically a winning position now with the white pieces. I'm up in exchange, but my wife came kind of running past and came in to say that she just found our cat had been knocked down and killed by the side of the road. So R.I.P. Morgan. Offered my opponent a draw and he accepted the draw. So I got one rating point for that game, but I'm going to have to refresh this browser and then we'll get going with another game today. A little bit dopey today, but we'll see how we get on. Got to log in as well. Got to log back in. So bear with. Alright, let's go. Okay, well, let's see what we get today. What kind of mood are we in? 1417, so we've got equal rated opponent. And of course we're going e4, e5. We've got a centre game, good. Have we got a Danish opponent? We have. Okay, so queen e7, this is what I play against the Danish. We're simply threatening this pawn immediately, and we can straight away get into some nice tactical tussles in the middle of the board. And white is already, I know this because I'm a Danish player myself. I played the Danish a lot. By the way, I also was up at 4 a.m. this morning and made a video on with some blitz games, but unfortunately my microphone didn't work, so here I can just capture straight away. I think this is an unusual move. I'm already a pawn up, actually. So if I capture here, what's white got? It's got 1, 2, 3, 4 ways to block, but that one doesn't count because pawn takes. Okay, so if I take, can't really take with the knight because I take the pawn here, threaten the rook, and that's not very good. I think queen blocks is quite likely, but then we trade queens, and I'm 2 pawns up. So what's wrong with this? The bishop can't really retreat because I've got d3. I suppose queen can take the pawn and get its pawn back. Bishop takes, so that's playable. So is he going to undevelop? I don't think he will. I think it's much more likely to bring his knight in front. Which case I also have d5, by the way, because the queen defends the pawn, and that's a tempo winning move. Bishop might then come back to here. So let's say knight here, d5, bishop here. But then again, knight e2 is not great. So my opponent is already having to think. And these are the kind of opening moves where you have to tread really carefully. But you can see already, dude's not in Denmark anymore, for sure. Like queen blocks, I can trade off. Then I can grab this pawn, and yes, he does get development. Or I could consider defending the pawn with c5. Takes, it's a possibility, but then it's doubled isolated pawns, that's not great. So what you gonna do? L Horst M66. So I'm also threatening g2. King is in check. It's good to see that he's calculating there. If the queen blocks, actually, I have d5. And if takes, I've got 2 pawns in the center temporarily. I don't know. It all depends on what he does next, really. Now, I appreciate that after 4 moves, I've developed nothing other than Her Majesty. But it all comes down to this. I'm 2 pawns up already. And that's worth something. If knight there, I take. He has to... Oh, what? If I take this, he can't recapture because I'm attacking the bishop with check. If I take, has he got check there, takes here, pawn here, queen can't give any more checks there or there. Take. So I don't think the bishop sack is on. If I take the pawn, what's he going to do? I think there's only one way to find out, isn't there? I'm not sure he knows. I'm not sure he calculated that either. And now he's lost castling rights. He's down 3 pawns. And he needs to do something about his bishop. So he's got maybe this. He's got even this. But then we just trade off queens. Huh. Now we've gone Danish style. That doesn't work. What about Denmark style? I think I'm going to have to come to one of these 2 squares to defend that pawn. I think I like the look of f5 better. This bishop defends that. Yeah, I don't see the advantage in queen e7. I think wherever he comes, this knight's going to recapture the pawn. If I move my queen on queen e7, I know this from the Danish, that he's 2 jumps away from attacking my queen. So I'm going to come here, which prevents that. I'm expecting this, and I'm going to be 2 pawns in front. This is also a standard move in the Danish from black, or a standard idea at least. So from knight on here, I'm not troubling either of these 2 attackers immediately, but I'm threatening to come in with a fork to remove one of them. Notice I can't play knight f6 because it blocks the queen's defense of that. Now, okay, so here comes the knight. But the knight is not troubling anyone right now, even if it comes here or here. If he comes here, he is threatening a c7 fork. That is true. I actually have bishop c5 threatening checkmate on the next move. If I play bishop c5, he can't block with the bishop because I can take, and this pawn is pinned, right? So bishop c5, he can block with the knight. That's free development for him. So I'm thinking it's knight c6. He's got very good control over this square. So I don't think really, I mean c6, d5 is a thought. c6, and he can't bring his knight to either of these squares, right? c6, d5 could be possible. Bishop can't come here either because queen takes. I mean, I'd like to develop pieces, but I'm wondering if a pawn wall is my best defense right now. I come here. It's giving him another opportunity to develop more stuff. Bishop's not coming out there. And because the d pawn hasn't moved, there's no check kind of forcing the, you know. So quite often you have this like fork here. If the d pawn isn't there with check, forcing the knight back. That's not an issue. So this is the question. Do we play this? Which looks better, but then again, it doesn't defend against this. Okay. My mind is made up. c6 it is. Stop the knight from coming in. So this is like a reversed gambit situation that I'm in now, whereas white is in a gambit situation. He's down 2 pawns, but in compensation he has 2 pieces developed. Right, so what he has to do, number one thing, is probably to prevent black from castling. We know this. But after d5, tempo move, the bishop has to come back there. And then I'm kind of happy. Then I get to develop stuff and try and get my king to safety. Can he prevent me from playing this move? Well, I don't see how. Knight can't go there, can't go there, can't go there. That defends, that defends the f2 pawn. Okay, so I'm thinking it's this. Knight takes, yeah, it's got to be, hasn't it? It's just got to be. And he can't play this again because I capture with check, and it's practically over if that happens. Also, if I can find anything to capture the bishop, obviously not the king, but the bishop's currently defended only by a pinned pawn, so it's not defended at all. There we go. Okay, bishop retreats. He's got 3 pieces out on the board. I've got none. You know, not counting the queens. So he's going to have to try and make something out of this. He can't put his bishop there. I'm thinking knight f6 looks really good now. My bishop needs to defend this. This knight, not so much. I think it's knight f6. If knight f6, what's he going to do? He hasn't really got any threat against my queen. Okay, knight f6 it is. And now black is creeping into the game. And this is that horrible feeling that you get as a Danish player. Okay. Issue is here. He's got to move 2 pieces, but one of them he can move with tempo. So I'm guessing his idea is going to be maybe move the dark squared bishop next. I'd like to do this, but I can't because it drops that pawn. Here, and the bishop's not defended. I have this, maybe. But again, that would put my king and queen both on the e-file. Again, ain't ideal. The thing is, he's got to move 2 of these. Now he can move one of them with tempo on the queen, but he can't because they're both undefended squares. So I think I have time to do this. Or even that. There, my bishop won't be under attack, so let's think this through. If I come here, then he might do something like this. And if I take, then he attacks my queen. Even though the bishop's undefended, it comes with check. That is what I think he wants. There, he comes here. And I can't simply castle. So what is this telling us? How about knight bd7 first? Prevents this move. Yes, I'm 2 pawns up. All I have to do is maintain solidity. Okay, there we go. So 1 piece has moved. And now he threatens to attack my queen with a discovered check. So I reckon, and remember, he can't do it. He still can't do it on a protected square. So I could do this and say, look, I'm not bothered about castling yet. I could even stick my knight there. Then what's he going to do? Takes, but then the bishop moves and my queen and king are in line, so that doesn't work. This, he comes here. And maybe I just kick the bishop away. He trades off, I take with the king. Doesn't work. So it's a very tense situation. Did we say that doesn't work? What did we say about that? His bishop's got to be careful because his bishops are then defending mate, right? So here, takes, bishop moves, and my queen is lost. Okay. So, what else is there? Here, takes, same problem. I mean, other ideas include like king d8. Just king d8, getting the hell off there. And that, my friends, is what I'm going to do. Now we've both moved our kings. Fair enough. Now I can threaten things like this, maybe. It's a concession, but it's not as big a concession as any of the other concessions if I'd have tried to retain castling rights. He's not castling either, right? This rook is going to be slow entering the game. He does have possession of the open e file, which is pretty good for him right now. But then I've got ideas of like bishop e7, rook e8. I'm quite well covered down here, I think, because I've got pawn and knight defending that check. My bishop's not the happiest. I might even play king there. Okay, so he carries on developing. This is fine. That doesn't work. He's got two eyes on it now. He might try and harass my queen. In which case I'm a little short of squares. He's just bishop e7. So he comes here. I can just slide over. G5 stops the knight from going there, threatens G4, but then the knight does go there. G6 I'm a little bit nervous about because it takes away a retreat square for queenie. G5 might be a good move here. Still kind of drawn to this. He attacks me, I step away. Yeah, let's try and engage the rook. This doesn't scare me, I just take it with check. That's half a threat. Knight here, there, I just take the knight. Bishop can never go there while my queen's on this diagonal. Oops. Even think about just wriggling my king out of there. Maybe. Knight here is a thought. Just blocking things off. Just make life really hard for white. That's under 6 minutes already. But I am up 2 pawns. And we have an increment. So strategically, it would be in my interests now to start simplifying as much as I can. Like this, like this, like that hits the queen. It's an idea. That, knight takes, pawn takes, maybe. All right, so it looks like he's coming after the queen. So is it time to throw in this one? You know, my knight is guarding b6. Could just throw an h6 now, giving my queen another escape square. H6 looks okay, it stops the knight coming here. I quite like this though. It's kind of forcing. You attack my queen, I'll just take yours. Actually, the knight defends this as well. Knight could also come here, pairing up with the other knight. Why not? Bishop takes, I take. Pinning this knight, because then there's a checkmate threat. I said it would get tactical, and it has. Super tactical. Either knight can now come to e4, which is handy. He's only got one control over e4. So what's going to happen if he attacks my queen? Well, if he attacks my queen, I can just drop down here. No, if he attacks my queen, sod it, I'm just going to take his. You take mine, I win your knight. Yeah, so that's not even playable. He's under 9 minutes, because I've given him something to think about. If he takes here, bishop takes, then he tries to attack my queen, I checkmate him. Bishop takes. Now, I'm liking the look of bishop b6 already, still gunning down at the f2 pawn. This knight is now effectively pinned. Okay, that's fun. He's trying the old knight on the edge fork. However, if I just like move away, I don't know if it's going here, but that does open up my rook. That could actually be quite good. I know it's a very threatening bishop. If I put it on this diagonal, it becomes less threatening. And because I'm up pawns, there's a part of me that's kind of inclined to let him take. Yes. Actually, then the queen's going to take the pawn with check. So my king's going to have to go to d7, I think. We're okay. I've just given a pawn back. That was silly. That was tiredness talking there. But on the other hand, then actually a2 hangs as well. Okay, so I have to take here. Queen will take king d7. Just give him back a pawn. And again, we have Firefox playing silly buggers. Okay, I've got a nice square on e4 for my knight. I think I want to centralize this rook, and I'm certainly targeting that. Okay, he's attacking my queen. There's no other major threats that I can see right now. Here, he can come back there with another attack. Here, the bishop can move with check, winning the queen, not good. So I do think I want to stick on the dark squares, like this. Attacking the knight, it is defended by the queen. I'm also still attacking a2. I'd like to get this moving and contest the open file for sure. I think that was a bit silly though, giving up that pawn. Knight in, threatens mate. Yeah. Also threatens this, which is a fork and king and rook, and can't be captured because this pawn is pinned. So there's double threats here. How do you defend them? If he does this, I've got that. That wins the rook. Also, the bishop's not defended. What we're talking about? Okay. We take back. Rook can't take. This is getting hot. My bishop is really inactive, stuck defending this pawn here. So that's not fantastic. Okay, I think now we want to centralise, but I think he's lining up knight c5. Check. So do I put my queen here to... No, it doesn't defend against the check, because he's protected by his own queen. This, knight here, check. There, I try and hide away. We're trying to castle by hand now. My rook defends this pawn, which is a bonus. Hey, Bibu. This doesn't really bother me because I'm going to try and scurry away. My rooks aren't connected either, so I'm safe from the knight. He might have ideas of that. Oh, bugger. Oh, I didn't see that. I didn't see that the knight was attacking that pawn. Okay, I had to trade. Cock. Okay, I'm attacking the knight and I'm attacking b2, a2, which is not too bad. He can defend with this though. Right, I'm 4 points down. Bishop will come here probably. Ah, just a silly tactical blunder there. This actually wins the rook, so he's got to be careful. He can drop his queen onto the back rank, or he can lift his king. I've got ways of attacking the knight twice. Right now his rook isn't in the game, so in terms of active material, we're not crying into our Crispies just yet. Here. What? Queen, if queen can't block, you've got no checkmate. Explain how you didn't just lose a rook. Here or here? I'm not in check. There's no counterattack. I think it's that. I think we need to have the rook opened up. Here, double up. And back up in material. Slightly. I'm 1 pawn up and I've got 2 rooks for a queen. And 2 rooks against the queen is not bad at all. 2 rooks can be powerful. See some quick moves there. We had a really slow bit in the end of the opening. The middle game has been played quite a lot quicker. Oh, he's taken out my bishop, right? He's simplified. The queen can't attack the rook. There's no way for the queen to attack this rook here. So all I need to do is get my rook onto one of these files and then pair it up again with his buddy. Okay, so I can now play this, for example. Or this. Don't think it really matters. I'll do this. It gives me the option of putting both rooks on the back rank as well. I mean, I've got that. You take, I take back the rook. I have this then extra pawn that I just need to push past, supported by 2 rooks, one of whom is staying on the back rank. So then what's he got? He's got these 3 pawns, but there's 2 rooks in the water. Yeah. Can I attack the queen though? Push the pawn with tempo. Where's she going? I don't know, but I can always just drop back here or drop back here. Might even go there, which really controls the board and quarantines the king. This is defended. I'm kind of happy. This pawn push as well, and everything's kind of defended. Prevents him from pushing on. And defends this pawn. And covers that square. So I've got threats of this. King can't go there. Well, not really. But this now is potentially winning. If I could trade both rooks for the queen, I think I have a very good position because this is now past the pawn on c5. So I'd want to, get my king the heck up there. Trust these pawns to be able to block these pawns. Okay, is it king f8? I think it's king f8. He's down under 7 minutes, I'm 4.5. I now have the option of rook e8, but the point is that the king defends these two squares. I have rook cd8. I might even consider trying to push these pawns up and try and get one to here to take out this square, but that's a long way off. There's a lot of moves need to happen between now and then. However, I am relatively well coordinated. Defends that, defends that, that defends that. Both of my rooks, as it stands, are not defended. But rook cd8 and everything's defended, apart from this pawn. 6 minutes for white now. Just always goes to show, never stop fighting. I'm going to throw this in. He can't go here, he can't go here. This is relatively pointless, I can just put my rook back there. He took a minute over that last move as well. Bugger. That wins another pawn, so I've got to be a bit careful here. I have this though. Now queen can't come in. Oh, that was a silly move. But it was my kind of least valuable pawn, but again. Okay, so queen, there's a bunch of squares where she can't go, obviously. Can't go there. So she's got that, or that. Five minutes 20. Let's do this. I might have to put my king back on g8. See, my rook is resolutely trying to defend that. I just took my eye off the ball there. You see, up at 4 AM this morning. Okay, this threatens the trade. Now, the question is it a winning endgame? If queen takes, rook takes, king takes, I think I'm going to play this move. I know I'm moving my king out of the center of the action. But again, I'm putting the onus back on my opponent. Okay. He comes here, I just take it. So this is his idea, right? Now this, if queen takes, takes. His king is the only piece that can stop that pawn. So his king's going to have to come over this side of the board. My king will be over this side of the board, so it's king and 2 pawns against 3 pawns. I do not know what's winning in that scenario. Let's find out. Go on. It's a learning experience anyway. He's run away. Okay, interesting. Can I put my rook here? Or do I just have to retreat? Let's just retreat. I mustn't be hurrying my moves now. I want to keep a rook on 6 to defend this guy. He's now prevented his own now he wants to do it again. Take there, if takes and takes. That's not bad. There, and he pushes. My king can come in. There, and he pushes. King comes here. Or we could end up just, with repetition there, which we don't want. Right, I take. My rook still defends b6. He might block off this diagonal, which is not the end of the world. In fact, if he goes... Rook here, there's no check there or there. And again, I kind of threaten this. He's still on 5 minutes 20. See how blunders turn it? We've both had winning positions in this game. Well, at least very strong positions. We've both made silly mistakes. Okay, now there. Takes. He does have g4 to defend that pawn. No, I still think I can win that because of the Charlie threat. He can't come here because I can then force the pieces off. Notice I don't have a rook on 6th. So that could be an issue. I might have to give check. Okay. He can't check me there because of the pawn. I'm threatening to take here. I also have a check. If the king comes here, I have another check. King comes here, I win the queen off. Okay, so this is a threat. Here, king comes here, I win the queen as well. Sorry about the slow arrows. There we go, there's a fork. Okay, I have to take here, don't I? He takes there. I give a check. If he comes here, I give another check. I think what I have... Oh, now he has a passed pawn as well. That's vexing. Here, there. He has to come forward. This is on prise, so I've got to be a bit careful. Let's throw in the check. Now, if this, he can't take that pawn because that's checkmate. He has to prevent this move. So what checks has he got? He's got that and that. Either way, I can block and defend the pawn. Anything else and he could be in some trouble. There we go. Defend our pawn, but he's now going to advance here. Wow. He's on 4.5, I'm on 3.5. Ready? Stop it. Okay, he's advanced the pawn. Right, check here, he has to go here. Check here, he has to go here. There, he pushes, I take the queen. There, queen moves. No, there, queen takes this. And throw in another check, force him here. King can't move away from that rook because it hangs. If I just come back here, he's going to try and promote. There, and I can't, I have to do that. No, then he wins a rook, so I take, hang on. There, he pushes, there, he promotes. I take queen, he takes rook, he wins. There, this, and I'm out of ideas. In fact, I can't move that rook anyway, because I'll be in check. I think I've lost this, even though I'm slightly up. Woody. Pair up the rooks. He just comes in. I can't do that. If I do anything else, he's just going to advance. No, I think I've lost this somehow. He's going to come here, but I can't move this rook because it's a discovered check. He promotes, I give check, I give check. I don't know if there's any kind of perpetual here. This might even be better. That might be better actually, because that's actually a check. But then I just move out of check. And I might just be able to keep chucking him around here, I don't know. This pawn's actually helping me potentially, because it enables checkmate with two rooks. If I can kind of get him in the corner. Okay, but now I have that. Actually here, and it's still losing because his queen covers that. Oh man, man. Okay, so this is how it's going to have to be. I have to get my rook behind this pawn, I think. Now let's do rook in front pawn. Oh, I don't know. I do not know. Don't know what's best here. Okay, so now he's stopping my pawn from advancing. And he's given check, okay. Not the end of the world. That I think wins the pawn. I don't have that check, okay. Let's block the check with this. Now all he has to do is get his other pawn down there. I think I need to get my king over here. Forces his king behind the pawn. Push my pawn forwards. Check, okay. Here. Ah, it's a fork on the rook. Okay. Well done. Right, let's have a look at that. Jesus. Oh, man. I had him over a barrel. Let's see what the review says. Oh, God, he's totally winning there. I'm totally winning here. 78 from my opponent. 72 from me. And from 1400, yeah, so I played about, oh man, come on. So I'm already better. Okay, so develop. Yeah, develop a piece. This pawn's fine. So that was just getting distracted with mini tactics that didn't really do much, okay. Okay, best move there. And I'm a bit better here. And that allows d5. So here I'm better. That's good. Yeah, development. Yeah, to consider that. That's a mistake. Should have just, yeah, try and force the simplification. Again. And I'm still better. But here, I should not have done that, because that gave up the pawn. Yeah, there you go. So that was my first mistake and I knew it. Okay. So now I'm very kind of tied down because this bishop's stuck trying to defend that pawn. And we play some good moves. Here's some good moves coming up, right? Everyone's playing well. But in a moment, I blunder. And that was a blunder. Because of that move. Yeah, there you go. But I actually get myself into a winning position as well. Okay, so he finds that. And now he blunders. And I win the rook. Okay, so now we are even. Okay, but here, not good. Should have just pushed past. Past pawn. But I think we end up in that situation anyway. There we go. So this I'm better. And here is where my endgame weakness shows. That was inaccurate. Just pushed on. Yeah, my back rank is not in danger. Right, I could even get both rooks behind this pawn, and then how are you going to stop me? That you really just have to simplify the thinking at that point. That was like, oh yeah, okay. And there's one more telling mistake. Ah, he's saying I could have given up the pawn, but just keep pushing. And that was a mistake. And now we're even Stevens, right? But where is the telling mistake here? Because now it's saying I should be able to draw from here. Yeah, still all good. Still the drawn position. That's okay. That's okay, but now my rook is pinned. And that was my mistake. Best move here was king over, well, getting out the pin at the very least. Oh, man. Wow, look at the swings in that. -3 for me, +5 for him. -4 for me. Backwards and forwards, roller coaster. There are thrills. There are spills. Could have saved it. Need to get better at my end games. I need to wake up a little bit more. But there you go. It's a game. I enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed it. Let's do it again, yeah? Right, I'll see you soon.